This mind is called Chitta. Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. Chit means mind. This mind has different faculties. What are the faculties? Just to see how scientifically and how deeply those people studied the mind. In those days, when there were no universities, no printing systems, in those days, those great people were studying the mind. Even to this day, nothing we find to change. So beautifully, so deeply they analyze the mind. What are the faculties of the mind? There are so many faculties of the mind, means abilities, the powers of mind. Mind does three things. Mind has three faculties. Its functions are threefold. The first is mind records and recalls. This is the first activity of the mind, function of the mind. Mind records and recalls. What does that mean? I see this table. As soon as I see this table, the mind records it. Means I have seen the table. How is the table? Table is rectangular, a low table, very beautiful. All these things, the sense organs gather the information of this table, and this information is deposited in the mind. And this deposited information mind receives and it records. Records for the future use, it records. Where does it record? It records in itself. It is stored there. This is called learning. We learn the things means we see the things and we record it in our mind. It means mind records. And what else does it do? Then it recalls. Whenever opportunity arises, necessity arises, it recalls. An old man, for example, goes to a marriage ceremony. He sits in the front chairs, looks at the couple, and his mind goes to the days of his marriage, isn't it? Recalls, simply recalls. 80 years before he was married. He married 80 years before. And his wife died 50 years before. Now he is sitting in front of a new couple. But now he is not seeing the couple, but in the place of the couple, he is seeing himself. What a wonderful creation of the mind, recalling. And the memory is so fresh, so precise. Now the old man can tell what kind of dress he had on that day. Everything is recorded, was recorded, and now he is recalling to his mind, recreating the whole scene. Isn't it? How beautiful it is. You may call it daydreaming. Very wonderful dream it is. This is what the mind is doing. The past is recorded and for the present, in the present, it is recalled. If there is no recalling, if there is no recording, then life is impossible. Forget whatever had happened yesterday. Then how to live now at this moment? Impossible. Now you have come here. If the recorded impressions are wiped out of your mind, then where do you go? After an hour, where do you go? You cannot go to your house because house is forgotten. You cannot recognize your wife or husband because there is no husband, there is no wife. The memory is gone, man is gone. How useful is the memory? What a wonderful work the mind is making. Just think of it. What a wonderful work the mind is making. We think we are doing something, but mind says, if I am not there, you are nowhere. Greatness comes from the great memories of the mind. Beautiful memories make a beautiful man. Dirty memories make a dirty man, always recalling to the mind whatever was bad in the past. Then man becomes bad, simply bad. This is the faculty, very useful faculty. Mind has three faculties. This is the first faculty, recording as it is, as it sees, as it hears, as it tastes, as it smells, as it touches, as it thinks, then recalls it whenever it is necessary. Just to give a fraction of a moment, mind is there with past memories, past things. Here is the past memory, use it for your activities. Just to use it. It is an information. Use it for doing your works. Means all the present life, our present life depends upon the past life. Memories make the present life beautiful or ugly. This is the first faculty of the mind, very wonderful faculty, useful faculty. Recording and recalling. A recording, if it is to be a right recording, then we have to see the things very keenly. If we make haste, then recording will be not correct, incorrect. With incorrect recording, the incorrect decisions will be taken later. Therefore, while recording, we must be very careful whether what I am going to record is right or wrong. I must observe my mind. Every moment I see the table. But I should not be very hasteful in seeing the table. Let me observe the table slowly, correctly. Then let me tell my mind, this is the correct knowledge, store it. Means I have to be careful about what I see, what I hear, what I smell, what I taste, what I touch, what I do. I must be very careful because it is going to be recorded. If the record is false, everything will be false. Suppose I have given 1,000 rupees to you. If while recording I lost 1 0, 1 0 is lost. 0 is a 0. There is no meaning in it. drop it away. But 900 rupees will be lost with a zero. Therefore, we must be very careful in seeing with our eyes, in hearing with our ears. We should never be hasteful in collecting, gathering the sense data from the world. This is the first faculty. Now the second faculty. Whatever it receives, mind receives so many things every moment. Mind works every moment of our life, wakeful life, every moment. Hands may take rest, legs may take rest, even the heart may take rest for a fraction of a second. But if a mind takes rest, then we will be asleep. That is all. We can't do anything. Mind does not take rest. As long as it is awake, every moment of wakefulness is the moment of work for the mind. What does it do? It sees so many things, so many things. It hears so many words, sounds. It touches so many touches. It smells so many smells. See how enthusiastically and how actively the mind acts. So fast it acts. Within a second, it sees the whole world. It sees the whole world. I just look at you. Within a second, I look at all the faces of the world, your faces. Within a second, fraction of a second, it gets the things. Means mind is so fast in work. This is the mind at work. The second faculty is whatever it receives, what does the mind do? It analyzes. Suppose, just to see here, there are two flowers. Here is a rose, here is a marigold. There are two flowers here. Marigold is marigold, rose is a rose. These are two flowers. One is small, other is big. When I see two flowers. That's all. Eyes show me two flowers. Eyes show me two flowers. Very clearly they show me. But eyes do not tell me that this flower is more precious, this flower is less precious. It is better than this flower. Eyes do not tell me. Eyes just show me. As they appear, so the eyes get the knowledge, get the sense data. Whatever sense data come from the external world, they gather and they send it to the mind. What does the mind do? Now the mind begins its working. It analyzes the things. What did I see? I see a table, a cloth that covers the surface of the table. On the cloth there are two flowers. One is on the right side, the other is on the left side. One is small, other is big. The right one is not so beautiful. The left one is very beautiful. Means the left is better than the right. This is the decision the mind makes. Eyes do not make any discrimination, but mind begins to make discrimination. This is called discriminative faculty. Means it does not receive the sense data or information through the sense organs. Just without analysis, it takes the information of the world that we see with our sense organs, then we go on analyzing the information. Now I have the information about the table, about the cloth, about the flowers. Then what does the mind do? It discriminates. How does it do? This is a small flower, this is a big flower. This is the first thing it does, means compares them. Then what does it do? This is far better than this. It is better than this. It is superior. It is inferior. It is small. It is big. Therefore, I like this and I do not like this. It came to a conclusion. Decision it makes, first it discriminates, then it decides. These two things are called the faculty of decision making and the faculty of discrimination. This is the second faculty of the mind. It does not leave the world to itself, it divides it. This is better, this is not better. This is acceptable, this is not acceptable. I want this, I do not want this. Whatever is small, whatever is not beautiful, whatever is not precious, I do not like. This is how the mind. But ask these flowers, are you better? The rose will say, no, I am a flower. The marigold will say, I am a flower. Are you not smaller than the first? No, I am I, he is he. They do not compare. The rose does not compare itself with the marigold. The marigold does not compare itself with the rose. They live in themselves, but we live, our mind lives in comparisons. It thrives on comparisons. It goes on making comparison. If it does not make comparison, it does not find any joy in life. You go to market and purchase an object, say a crystal glass. Then you come home, your wife tells you, this glass is not better than the glass that my neighbor has purchased. She immediately begins to compare her crystal glass with the glass of the neighbor. The mind does not sit quietly, enjoy the thing as it comes its way, but it goes on comparing. You compare your children. This is male child, this is a female child. Male child, this is female child. It makes comparison. Then a male child is far better than the female child. This is the decision it comes to make. Such a decision-making faculty is causing all the disturbances in the world. Why we are suffering? Why we are miserable? Why there is so much sorrow in life? It is because of this tendency of the mind. It does not leave us at peace. It does not leave us to ourselves. It goes on dividing the world. This is to be controlled. That is yoga. Mind goes on dividing the world. This is mine, this is yours. Yours also is mine. Fighting begins. Quarrel begins. What is happening in the world? What has happened in the history? The whole history is the work of the comparing minds. Mind goes on comparing. Whatever it sees, it compares. Whatever it hears, it compares. Whatever it does, compares with other people. This comparing is not bad, but giving value to the things is very bad. Comparative value we are giving to the things. We fix a value of the objects. This table, there is another table, suppose there is another table, that is a golden table, this is a wooden table. Immediately I say that table is very precious. What the mind is doing? Mind is fixing the value of the objects. Table is table, whether it is of gold, silver or wood. Table is table, isn't it? Table is table. What is the purpose of the table? Table is to support some things, that is all. It is there to support a paper, for example, supports. These two flowers are supported by the table. Table is there to support. Whether it is golden table or silver table, they are there, they do the same work. Then why one should make any difference between these tables? Because it is the tendency of the mind. We cannot leave the world to itself. We go on dividing it. This divisive mentality, dividing mentality of the mind is causing all the troubles in the world. And this is to be controlled, nirodhaha, controlled. This is the second faculty. What is the third faculty? That we shall see tomorrow, because it is 7:30. Namaskar.